Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from McFarlane Toys in their DC Multiverse line, we are featuring the McFarlane Collector Edition Superman and Krypto, a boy and his dog. Okay, so when I first saw photos of this action figure on social media, I was so confused and I had such mixed feelings about it. For one, part of me, when I first saw it, I thought, man, this is the dumbest looking thing I've seen in the world. And then there was another part of me that thought, this is the greatest looking action figure ever. And then when I saw this at the store the other day, and today is February 1st, 2024, I picked this up at my local Target on my way home from work, maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. And when I saw it at the store, I had the exact same feelings. When I first saw it, I was excited because it's new toys. But then at the same time, when I picked it up, I'm like, oh, it's that Superman with Krypto. And I remember thinking to myself, it looks weird and it looks like a complete abomination. But then there's a part of me that, it's like I said, part of me thinks it's like the greatest looking action figure ever. I can't explain it. It's so odd. It's like an overly inflated Superman action figure. They're reusing the body from the Frank Miller Dark Knight Superman, which if you read the Dark Knight artist Frank Miller, he kind of depicts Superman as kind of being this huge behemoth, almost like Greek god kind of like figure, and they just reused that body for this Superman here. And which makes it even more perplexing is that when you look at the image that they pulled for this figure, it's a much lankier version of Superman. You know, this guy's kind of thin on the thinner side. But then when you look at the one right here, he's like overly inflated. He almost looks like Hans and Franz from that old Saturday Night Live skit with Kevin Nealon and Dana Carvey. So yeah, I'm like I'm like really confused. You know, on one hand, I think it looks great. On the other hand, I just think it looks, I don't know, crazy. On the plus side, you are getting Krypto. It looks like a fun accessory to get with Superman. Krypto is Superman's loyal Kryptonian canine companion. The one thing that disappoints me about the Krypto figure, though, is much more of a miniature statue or figurine than an action figure. Like recently, I got my hands on that G.I. Joe Classified series Mutt and Junkyard. And the Junkyard that comes with that 2-pack, it's awesome. You get this super articulated dog, where this one here, all it has is a cloth cape. So who knows? But we're getting the McFarlane Collector Edition. You know, it has the silver trim, which makes it look that much more premium. You're getting the trading card with the display stand for the trading card. On the back, nice illustration. I'm not sure which comic this is from specifically. I kind of wish they'd credit, the artist in the comic book, much like they did the first year in the McFarlane line. Part of me wants to say I think this might be artist Jerry Ordway, since he was kind of known for doing Superman during that time period, especially around, the 90s with Doomsday. But then part of me kind of looks at this and it kind of looks like artwork done by Alan Davis, but I don't think he touched Superman during that time period. Or maybe Gary Frank. The inking style looks kind of reminiscent of inker Art T-Bear, but I might be wrong on that. Alright, so let's get started. I don't know. I'm excited to check this out. Like I said, this figure really confuses me. On one hand, I think it looks like the greatest thing in the world. And on the other hand, I just think it's like a complete abomination. So, who knows? I did like the Frank Miller Dark Knight Superman. I thought that was a great line of action figures. It was kind of... it felt like a step up from the Mattel figures and the DC Direct ones. But yeah, it was nice. The figures, that and the Batman, they were nice, big, chunky action figures. And this one looks to be like, more of the same, especially since it's using the same body. I do love the shade of blue they use for this figure. The blue and the red look fantastic. You're getting extra pairs of hands, which is nice. So if you want to put him in a flying pose, because he comes with 2 clenched fists. You get the trading card stand right here. It's kind of a weird accessory, but I don't know. And then you get the standard display base. Alright, so I'm excited. You know, this should be cool. I mean, I wouldn't... If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have bought it. You know, and I'll put it at that. You know, I'm not going to buy a toy that I think looks stupid. Every now and then I'll read, like, people talk about how they... You know, they bought a toy and they thought it looked dumb. But if you thought it looked dumb, why'd you buy it? You know, it's like... But, you know, I didn't know I wanted to buy this thing. It's just... I think why I feel weird about it is just because the Superman that it portrays, it's not using the right body, and I think the presentation just feels off. But that's not to say it's a bad action figure. Alright, so the long hair, if you're unfamiliar with the long-haired Superman, that's really Superman during the 90s, especially like during that Doomsday era. The head, it's like I said, it's a weird-looking figure, because the body here is from the Dark Knight comic book, and the Dark Knight comic book came out in the 80s. The long hair is 90s Superman, but it just doesn't gel for some reason. I'm so conflicted. It's a weird figure. It's so weird that I love it, but at the same time, I'm also repulsed by it. I can't explain. It's weird. I don't get it. It's weird. The Krypto looks fantastic, though. I love how it's a very great looking pose for Krypto. You know, it really captures the dignity of the character. You know, it's not like Bat Cow or any of the weird DC animals. You know, Krypto... It's Superman's loyal canine companion. It's one of his remaining ties to, like, Krypton. And it's such a regal, nice pose, you know, for his canine companion. You know, it puts Krypto in a light of dignity and authority. You know, it's outstanding. I just wish he was articulated. You know, you're really just getting a miniature dog figure. Or figurine or statue. You know, nothing moves on him. He does have a cloth goods cape, which is nice, but yeah, it's cool. I just kind of wish, you know, he could be posed. But yeah, it's a nice piece. You know, they did Krypto right. They did him good. This is a nice figure. All right, which brings us to the Superman. All right, the pros. What do I like about this guy? The head sculpt is amazing. The paint job on the face, I think this is one of the best faces they've done. Seriously, just look at it. It's not like a single flesh tone. There's like different values and shading going on here. You know, like his forehead and his cheeks, they're kind of highlighted with a lighter color. His cheekbones and jawline, much deeper tone. So you got a really, really picturesque looking portrait right there. I mean, just look at that face. You put him in the right light, it's a very striking, very real. The spit curl is really well done. The long hair is done nicely as well with some light blue highlighting on the edges. So yeah, fantastic head sculpt. The head's a perfect 9 in my opinion. The paint application's really clean. Nice shade for the lips. Again, I'm very taken back by the flesh tone. You know, it's nice that they use different values, you know, to kind of define the cheeks, the brows, and the forehead. Nice little tiny dimple in the chin. Even the neck is shaded really well done. Yeah, it's really nice. Like, for example, I know I use this guy in every video, but he's always on my desk. You know, for him, his flesh tone, it's just very mono color. You know, it's just a plain tan. Whereas you pull this out, it's almost like they did his makeup. You know, you're getting all sorts of different values and shading on here, and it comes off very natural. You know, so it produces a very striking, very realistic looking face. So I think job well done. One of my favorite McFarlane portraits ever, hands down. The last, was it 3 or 4 years of action figures? This is one of my favorite heads. The shade of blue, it's coming off a little bit deeper on camera than in person. If you saw it in person, it's a lighter blue, but it's still a really nice blue nonetheless. Same with the red. But yeah, the figure, he's just beefed up and really swole, you know. 90s Superman did not look like this. So, I mean, just look at that. It's like friggin' the Hulk as Superman. And if you read the Dark Knight book, you know, this is befitting for the Frank Miller body. But for 90s Superman, no, I don't think it, not so ever. But it's that's not to say it's not well done. You know, you have some nice wrinkles and folds that really, you know, capture that look of like a spandex material over his body. The musculature, even though he's too swole, it is well done. You'll notice there is no bicep swivel on this figure, and it's only a single pinned elbow. In some ways, now this might fall into like unpopular opinion. I do sometimes prefer a single pinned elbow over the double pinned elbow, just because I think it's a cleaner look, especially around the bicep. Oh, even though he does not have a bicep swivel, he does have elbow swivel, so that movement is still there. Articulated hands, wrists. They do a better job of covering up the ball joint underneath the sleeve. I love how there's wrinkles amassing towards the cuff. So it looks pretty realistic. He has the very generic, classic style Superman belt. You know, nothing to write home about. Yeah, so if you've handled the Dark Knight figure, you're getting the same figure. The only thing different is the shade, you know, different shades of blue and red. And of course the new head sculpt, which I think is amazing. One thing I'd like to see customizers or kit bashers do is, try putting this head on another Superman body. I think it might be more befitting for like a slimmer build character. But yeah, I'm so conflicted. I think it's a fantastic figure. Aesthetically, I guess it doesn't capture the essence of 90s Superman. But in terms of an action figure, I do think the overall presentation, the quality, the build, and what you're getting is top notch. So even though subjectively I'm kind of repulsed by the fact that he looks too swole, I do appreciate the fact that it's a well-crafted action figure. It's well presented. The head sculpt wins me over. It's really well done. Not to mention the fact that Krypto here, it's a really nice piece. This is a dog that, it looks like a loyal canine companion. And it just looks fantastic. Very realistic. And it's a great pair. It's well worth the purchase. So yeah, there we go. Even though I'm repulsed by the aesthetic of the figure, I think it's well crafted, well done. For me, easy, solid 8.5. I think it's fantastic. The head alone, though, is a 10. If it was just the head, perfect 10. Overall package, 8.5. You throw in Krypto, we'll say it's a 9. So yeah, great figure. If you see it, judge it for yourself. You might want to pick this up. It's a crazy looking Superman. I can't get over it. It's like, he's so buffed out. It's befitting for like Dark Knight Returns Superman, but man, 90s Superman, no, not at all. This guy is definitely on the sauce. Okay, so enough rambling. Let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.